Hey, we're just getting set up here. I'm David, and we're gonna spend a minute or so getting ready to go while some people hop on. How's everybody's week going? Let me just get my laptop so I can make sure I can follow the comments, and then we'll get started. Today we're going to be playing with some Hoyas. So give me 1 second so I can go get my laptop. Crystal's helping me in the background, but I don't know if she's helping or not.
I am helping.
This is not a laptop.
No, it's comments until I get the laptop. There's comments until I get the laptop.
Hello, Renee. Monday on a Tuesday. Yeah, I had a Monday and a Tuesday. The plants never sleep. If you had the holiday off, hope you enjoyed it. Trying to get back into the swing of things. I had to go in really, really early today, so I'm going to do my best to be going here. And I've got a phone to go off of right now. Yeah, so if you're just hopping on, I'm David with the Plant Bar, and we usually go live on Tuesdays doing different plant chores that we need to do to get ready for either to grow some new plants, or we got a market. Right now we're in between some markets and workshops, so today I've got, I'm not going to do anything with this Hoya just yet, but I do have an old Hoya pubicalyx that I neglected and now need to I'm gonna have to make some babies with it. So that's what I'm going to spend a lot of time doing. This Hoya is probably 4 years old, I want to say. So this is a Hoya pubicalyx. You can see it's got some these spots here. It was in way too hot a space, so I wasn't a good plant dad on this guy. This is one of my own. This was one of the mother plants that I had, but in the move, it got neglected, and then I just put it on a trellis, and you can see it's really it's got some huge tendrils, and really it was really big. The flower on this is like a burgundy flower. It's real pretty, like little white throats sometimes. So yeah, we're just getting going here.
There it is.
Okay, make sure we get this.
It's got live captions going. Yeah, it's good. I'll comment below if something's wrong.
Okay. Yeah, so if you're just hopping on, if you want to follow along, I'm going to be basically cutting up this Hoya, and then showing you some different ways to propagate them, and then kind of how to care for them. As you can see from the leaves, they don't like full sun. You get these sunburns, and this is a pubicalyx, so it's got these little white spots. The sun's kind of coming through right now, so you might not be able to see it so good. But it's green and it's got white little spots. And then all Hoyas have some sort of bud of flowers. So, which is not right now. So if you're in a spot that's got a temperate climate, you can root these most of the year. But if it's somewhere colder, you're going to have to put it in a more of a sterile hot box type environment. I started one. I don't know what I did with it. Hang on. And then if you're into Hoyas, this is just another one that I like. I love Hoyas. And I just got this one. This is a Ted Green variety. It's got this real dark green veins, and the leaves are nice and large. And then this one's got, so we got some new growth here. The way the Hoyas grow, they'll push out a long tendril like this, and then start leafing out behind it. And then generally, once they leaf out, or in between that, they'll push a flower. So this is a Ted Green Hoya. Just wanted to bring it over here because it's pretty cool. I like it, but I'm not going to cut this up right now. I currently have this growing outside under a patio, hanging from a fiddle leaf fig. So this part here, here's another tendril here, peduncle, whatever you want to call them. It's a bright shade area. Okay, so let's see here. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the chat, or if you're watching and it's your first time here, say hey David, first time here. Appreciate you guys watching, and if you haven't already, feel free to like the live, subscribe to the video. We do a lot of different. We do a live every Tuesday, and then that's behind the scenes kind of stuff that we're working on, and then we do post other videos, how-to videos, and different funny stuff. Just depends. So with that, I'll just keep going. Let's see. So Hoyas can be, I don't know if you can see that. Let me see if I can see here. You can see all these air roots. So some plants can only grow from the node, right? So you'd have this node that's here, and then the roots would come from this area. But Hoya technically can root along the internodes too. So you really could split up like the big plant like this, or if you have a plant, you could really split it up and share a lot with your friends or sell them or whatever you're trying to do. But Hoya are not super fast growers. So I usually try to get, personally, and I'll do both, but I usually try to get a good node cutting that I can root. And there's debates on like if you need to take the leaves off or not. I leave them on. If they're kind of messed up, I cut them in half. But usually I leave them on, they root, and then you're going to have new growth that comes out the top anyways. But the original leaves, my experience has been that they don't really melt most of the time. So the other thing you want to do, you want to be sure that you take your cutting from like a healthy piece of the plant. So like on this one here, David's neglected it. That's no good. That just got to go away. It's a dried up peduncle. Okay, lighting and sound look great. The sound looks great. Crystal's helping out in the background. I know what she meant. I'm just giving her a hard time. But good. The sun's maybe coming across good. When it gets darker, we got some lights and stuff. Let's see here. Okay, so I'm going to get into it. Basically, what I'm going to do first is I'm going to clean it up. I've got some neglect from the move. Basically, we moved all of my nursery plants from one place to another a little over a year ago, and then things got crazy. So some of the stuff got left out, and it was real rainy for a while. So a lot of the plants were just fine. And then it wasn't rainy anymore, and the sun came out and baked some of them. And so I had and they were my mother plants. So I really got in trouble by doing that. So if you have a Hoya or you wanted to get a Hoya, outside, bright shade, inside, preferably bright indirect light, but they can grow in some lower light conditions. I'm just gonna chop some of this off that I'm not going to be able to use anyways. And what I'm going to do is I'm gonna chop this up a little bit. I'm gonna keep a good portion of this still, and then I'm gonna repot this because this potting mix. This is the original growing mix that I got this plant in, and it's probably mostly peat. It looks like right now it's mostly roots. So I'm gonna undo it here. Try to. So I'm gonna take it out of the pot. I'm gonna repot it, get a good good new mix, and try to see if I can't get this thing to take off again and be happy. These things are like rusted in there. Holy smokes, what happened here? Not coming out. Okay. Maybe these aren't coming. Anybody know how to get the metal stakes out? Oh, there's one. Okay. Ow. You just got to yank really hard. So let me get this out of here and I'll show you the root situation here. Hoyas don't need a lot of water, so that's why this thing's been okay. Any other plant that needed water, this thing would have went south because this is all roots. It's not holding any water in the soil when it gets watered. So I'm going to clean it up. I'm going to get it out of this pot, and I'm going to cut the pieces that I don't want to keep on here anymore, repot this, and then I'll make a bunch of cuttings. So we'll be playing with this plant for most of the time. Shucks. And then what we can do later down the road is check back in on the cuttings and see how we did. When you're making cuttings, if you're trying to do that, just know that not all of the cuttings are always going to make it. You know, different species do a little better or a little easier to cut, and then other ones are a little more difficult. The Hoya is more of like a woody plant, so sometimes it's a little less amount of cuttings that make it. So you can see here, like Pancake City, there's hardly anything left in this thing. Got this like shiny cylinder on the bottom. It's just a whole bunch of fibrous roots. So I'm gonna just kind of clean up a little bit. Actually, what I wanted to do is put this in water, and I forgot the bucket. Whenever you have a really dried out soil like this, and it's like real hard, and you don't want to rip off the roots, you can put it in a thing of water, and then it'll absorb the water, obviously, and then it'll be softer. So I have one. Bear with me. I was trying not to do this today. I'm behind the scenes. I was soaking a plant somewhere. Well, shucks. I'll have Crystal can bring me that. We'll do that in a little bit. Okay, so next step for me is, okay, what am I keeping on this plant? Any questions? All right. So I've got this long peduncle here. So I'm gonna keep a good portion of it. So these guys, usually there's like nodes on these. This is where eventually the leaves will emerge. So I'm gonna cut above one and then keep it for now. So that'll be some that I can propagate. Let's see here. It's like a tangled mess. All right. So this one, is this off the main shoot? Okay, so this comes off of the main shoot that's right here. And then it comes down like that. So I'm gonna pull that one off. And then that one off. All right. When I get quiet, that means I'm focusing over here. So I'm focused right now. Laser focused on not wanting to get rid of the wrong stuff here. Once you get into it too, you want to be sure you get these when you plant them. Like if you're going to put this in soil, perlite, whatever, that you plant it correctly. So I'm trying to put them all the same way, so I don't screw that up. This is a really long one. Check this one out. Now that we got it, this is crazy long. All right, so I'm just gonna. There's a node there. Okay. All right, so I've got lots to work with, and let's see. This will be the new plant. Still got plenty on it. Maybe even take this one back a little more. I don't know. Maybe not right now. Okay, so next step is this needs to get wet so I can repot this. I can't do that until this is wet. So let me phone a friend here. Okay, I need, I thought it was out here. There's a bowl that I put plants in. I'm talking to Crystal. There's a bowl, I think it's blue. It's probably one of your mixing bowls that I stole. But I put water in it and I soak the plants to get them the root ball to be wet. So feel free if you got a good mixing bowl or something like that, pink cups, things that you use in the kitchen, they work well for this kind of stuff too. So once I get that, then I'll soak that. For now, we'll start cutting this up. So there is a couple different ways that you can propagate Hoya. Like I said before, you can, all these air roots. So you could do internode cuttings, but so you can make like a whole bunch of plants, but then you're going to have a bunch of real small ones. The other part would be take it at the node, and then this will be where it grows from, and you cut it right below this. So you could have each one of these nodes be one. That's what I'm going to do. Each one of these could be a plant. But you could do more than that, or you could do every two, and then now you've got like a bigger plant to start with. Maybe I'll do that. Well, that's like a new good one.
Oh.
Is it? Or is that not the good one?
I mean, it's a good one. Where's the old bad one?
I don't know. A plant's in it somewhere.
It's outside? This is in the sink.
Well, nothing like having, we could just have another one.
What kind of water? No.
Just regular water. I'm just getting the roots wet.
You have no idea where you put it?
No.
Are you sure it's even like here?
No. Well, I was using it. It's a mystery, guys. There's a mystery going on here. And it's David scattered. There's no mystery. There's like stuff, and I moved it because I put a plant in it. And now we got to find the plant that it was. Okay, so with these, you can do two nodes, right? So 1, 2. Now you got a bigger plant. The roots are going to mainly, if this is in if this is sticking up top and this is in the whatever the growing medium you have, most of the roots will come from here that go down into the soil. You could also do one each. And then there's a couple different ways to do it. So if you're in a colder weather spot, I made one already. And I'm going to use some of this. But you can just use these, and you can do bigger ones. But you could just have perlite. So I just got wet. This is moistened perlite, right? So you want to have not this much. I'm going to use some of it for something mixing soil, but you want to have like 3-4 inches of perlite, and then you put your cuttings in the wet perlite, a little mist, and then you cover it up. And if you're inside, put this under a grow light, and then you'll have. I might actually do all these in there, and then maybe one I'll do in a bigger one. And then wait a few weeks, more than a few, depending on where you're at. And then
That was kind of heavy.
this thing's going to be floating. All right.
You didn't say how much water.
Nope, details
I
matter.
actually got a text from a friend that said, "Hey, David needs a bucket of water." Thank you.
Okay, so I'm going to put that in there.
I can't see it because you guys.
I'm moving this. So a lot of times when you put your plants that are, I don't know if you can see it really good, but when you put your plants in that have this soil like this, they're just like floating in there.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna get this wet, so moistened all the way through, so that I can fix this guy. Girl, this is a mother plant.
I'm like, guy, girl,
Girl, this is a girl. This one. Did I say that wrong?
grill.
Grill. It's
Grill.
girl.
It's a grill.
Probably. I don't know if you can hear.
It's like making bubbles.
This is bubbling. So I'm gonna leave this to the side and let it hang out over here.
Did you let your puppy out here?
There is a dog out here. Yeah.
He came to say hi.
Our poor dog is
Hey,
he's sick.
doggo. Yeah.
We had to put him on a fast because there's a thing right there. He
Did you tell them what I was
he's not
doing,
been doing so
or
good.
what I'm doing? Because I'm not done.
No.
You can tell them what I was doing. Well, the weekend got away from me, and I didn't get to edit our video that we did last week. Our entire house has been sick, minus us. We're not sick. I was sick. I'm good now. He's the only one that's dodged the bullet of sickness. But
I don't know if I dodged a bullet, because now that means that I've had to do a whole bunch of extra stuff.
yeah. So between everybody else being sick and then the dog being sick. Dog being sick has been the hardest. Yeah.
Yeah, he's not doing so hot.
No. So we're managing him, and I just hadn't had time to edit the video, but I've started, and I'm about halfway through it, and it's hilarious, and I can't wait to put it out because.
So that's a video that we talked about last live.
Yeah, we read a story from the internet that was a little bit shocking, and it had to do with plants. And David's reaction is pretty funny, and the conversation is pretty funny. So that will be ready soon. I'm working on it right now, and we will let you know when it goes out. You'll get a notification on YouTube, but yeah, soon.
There is one more thing I need. It's over in where we make all the sprays in the metal bin. There's a rooting hormone. Okay. It's little.
Rooting hormone.
Yeah.
That's a funny phrase.
I need that. Right. So we're trying to do more videos. We wanted to be consistent from the beginning when we started taping again, which was like late summer. Didn't want to, we wanted to commit, but we also didn't want to make something that we wouldn't be able to sustain. So we committed to one live a week, which we've been doing. We took a little break for Christmas, New Year's, just because the days that we do this it was on New Year's and it was on Christmas. So took a break. Getting can you hear me or no? Oh, that's weird. It's a little thing with a purple lid. It's tiny. It's like the size of a small. Is it working now? it wasn't, and now it's back, I guess. Guess who's back? Okay, so Hoya's, I guess, so this was an old flower here. This one had a cluster of flowers. Okay, so woody stem. So I am going to use rooting hormone. You don't necessarily have to use it. And yeah, we're going to be placing some cuttings in this, but I also need to mix some new soil for this. Yeah, this is it. Rooting hormone.
I mean, I don't have a microphone on, so that could be a little bit of a problem.
Oh, well, it's working. Okay, so let me get rid of.
So you're doing. You need anything else before I go back?
Nope, that's it. Oh, there's that one.
Okay.
You were stepping on it.
I was not.
Oh my goodness. Okay. I need one more bucket. Thought I had another one. All right, I got this one. I'm going to take some of this out of there so I can put the cuttings in there and kind of show you what you can do, because I know most of the country is under ice right now. That is not the case here, obviously. Oh. Okay, sorry guys, 1 second. All right, so that should work. So, 3 inches or so, wet, moistened perlite. I'm gonna cut this. So one thing, I guess, make sure your scissors or your pruners, whatever you're using, are clean, sharp, and then they also should be disinfected if you've been cutting other stuff that may or may not be sick. And what you're going to do, so I'm going to do individual nodes. So I'm just going to do one and one, and then I'm going to keep one maybe that'll be longer that I'll do in a pot, show you a different way. And then these ones I'm going to cut up too. So I'm going to cut above, and you could keep it at a somewhat 45-degree angle above. And then below, the important thing here is you got to remember which way was up. So what I'll usually do is I'm going to lay these guys out and like not confuse myself. Try not to. Okay. So then I'm going to do just individual cuttings like that, running down the line. I'm going to keep this one long because then I'll be able to remember. And it really won't hurt anything to have this there until the future. It basically is going to grow a new one off the side, and then the old cutting is no longer. So I'm going to make a whole bunch of cuttings here. Bear with me. I'll try to be quick. How am I doing on time? All right. Okay, so we get to a section like this, right? So this one I might keep 2. And this one this will be for a pot. Because then I'm gonna use all this and try to get roots from all the sides. Get a bigger one from there. And here's one more for over here. So all these are going to go in my moistened perlite. If you confuse yourself, like I confused myself, you can always like mark the ends. All right. This one goes like that. that. This goes there. So usually you probably wouldn't have as big of a plant as this one was. But if you did, you just keep going until you're done. Whoops, that didn't go in the trash. All right. Making babies here. So the one way to know is, so generally the leaves come up and down, right? They grow like this. If that makes sense. All right. Keep going here. Keep this long. Another one here. If you're just following along now, David with the plant bar, and we had this Hoya that I'm soaking in water right now, mother plant that I neglected more than I should have, and so I cut up a decent amount of it. We're going to rehabilitate that and then make cuttings out of the rest. And I'm going to do these in a perlite. This one's pretty good sized, so it's going to go over here. I got a perlite tray here that's going to be a growing tray. All right. And what I'm also going to do is cut these other ones up and put them in there and see how many roots and how many other plants I can get. We'll check back on that later. Down the road. All right, so I got this guy. This one's going to be over here. And then 1, 2. Okay, so now I've got sectioned off things. I guess this guy is going to be over here too. So I've got just peduncles that I'm going to experiment with, see what I can get out of them. They need to be healthy though, so I'm looking through these. This is a real thin one. Maybe coming back. I'm not sure if this is enough here. So I'm gonna not waste some space. But I've got these, and then this one's good back here, but up here this is real woody and there's not a lot of water in there, so I'm gonna get rid of that part. This one's just kind of weird, so I'm gonna get rid of that. All right, so now I've got these. I've got my single cuttings. Let me put this over here. I'm going to put rooting hormone and then put them in here. And then I've got a couple more that we're going to do. We're going to put in pots. We're going to do a mixture of perlite and peat moss and pot them up, put them in the greenhouse. Okay, so next step, we've made our cuttings. Right, let's see here. This one's actually kind of bigger. All right, but we made our cutting there. So you have your, if you wanted to use it, growth hormone, dip it in there, and then knock off the excess. And then I'm gonna just stick that all the way in there. And that's really it. So I'm just gonna go through and do that to each one, try my best to get them in the right way. I try to face them all the right way, and then they went every which way. Sometimes some people will pull off these leaves. You know, that one I'm going to pull off just because it's going to get in the way. But for me, I'm going to leave them on and see what happens. So I'm going to put the bigger ones over here. Yeah, so rooting hormone, then I'm going to go through and just do that to each one. You want to be sure, 100% sure, that you get the nodes into the growing medium. to make nice, good roots. You're going to get some aerial roots, but if you get right here, it makes it a little easier. Get that in there. You know, and this is just like one of those little shoebox things that you can buy at any store. And then, you know, a grow light of some sort. And you can do, so the perlite is a good medium for woody cuttings. You could also use sphagnum moss. You could use some peat moss. There's different ways to do it, but I want to do it this way for this time around. Sometimes with the woody stuff, the peat moss gets a little too wet for me. I don't know. And don't be like me. You could be more. You could be more advanced and like have this stuff in a certain way. I just trying to get it done. Like I said before, these will generally root along the entire node. You can see this one. You know, I live in an area that's pretty humid outside, and so the air roots are already forming. So even if you had this thing totally upside down, backwards, I think you're going to be okay. All right, so I'm just going to go through. Gosh, which way was this? It was like this. Continue. There's not a lot in here. There we go. Like that. There we go. So I'm going to take this one off just because it's like down and out. And you see, you can just pinch off the leaves of a Hoya. You don't have to cut them. Oh. This one will be a test. We'll see. So now that I think all the holidays are over for now, I don't know what the next holiday is. Now we've gotten past New Year's, Christmas, yesterday's holiday. What's the next one? Where are we going? Is it 4th of July? Do we have to wait all the way till 4th of July? Anybody know? Anybody following that? Probably have it marked on your calendars. Let's see. As far as Hoyas, if you don't have any, they're super popular right now. I've always liked Hoya, so even when they're not cool. Either way, I really like the simplicity of the plant, and so I've always had some personal collection. Oh, Valentine's Day, Groundhog Day. Is that even? Do you even get? I guess if you're in school or something, you get to celebrate it. Maybe you get to do something in school. I don't know. What do you do for Groundhog Day? I originally came from Arizona, so the joke was always, you know, the cactus saw his shadow, and it's whatever 3 more months of winter, which for us is, well, for them in Arizona is like beautiful weather. Groundhog Day. Hold on, I gotta. President's Day. When's that? President's Day. You can tell I'm not in tune with all the holidays. Thank you for helping me out. We got lots. We got Groundhog Day, Valentine's Day. You can do the Hoyas, the heart Hoyas. February 17th is, oh, that almost fell off. February 17th, President's Day. Do people get that off? Okay, so I don't know why I put that up. Yes, I am American. Yo soy americano. I don't pay attention to everything really good, obviously. So most of the time, like I'll forget everybody's names. I'll forget what you look like, maybe important things. But if I go to your place and I see your plants, I'll know you by whatever you got in your yard. That's just kind of the way I've always been. So the next part, what I'm going to do, Mardi Gras. Our friend Erica's over there. Mardi Gras, is that isn't that before Easter? Is that a month before Easter? Teach me all the things. When is Mardi Gras? Federal holiday is President's Day. Yeah, I don't get that off. But I don't work for the federal government. Okay, so I'm cutting these up. I'm gonna fit these in laterally. Keep telling me what they are. I don't know. I'm learning. When is Mardi Gras? Mother's Day. I'll need to know when Mother's Day is. I can't screw that one up. Okay, I'm gonna cut these like this big, so I can teach you guys something while I'm learning about holidays. So we got node right here, internode. So I'm going to cut this one in the internode here in the middle to try to make this one smaller. I don't know if this one's going to work. I'm going to try it anyways. All right. These ones I'm going to put flat, even these curved ones. And even this one. This is going to be, so this is a peduncle. You can see there's not a lot of bumps on here compared to like one of these because this is older wood. It's got a lot of air roots. This is a fresh shoot that it sent out that it was going to try to flower on, and I just annihilated it. But I'm going to try to put these kind of like at angles in here. I've got this extra space all right here, so room for all these, and we're going to see what happens. I usually check on stuff every, I don't even know what that is, like an ant carrying something. Sorry, I got distracted. Usually check on things. So I have a few other plants that we did before that I'll check on. Oh, rooting hormone. Easter is late this year. Okay, so Mardi Gras. Wait, season. Mardi Gras season started January 6th. Goes till March 4th. Yeah, I remember the Fat Tuesday is like, okay, Tuesday before Ash Wednesday, 40 days before Easter. I knew that. I didn't know the dates. I just knew it was a month or so before Easter. When's Easter? My birthday's usually, mine and Crystal's. Our birthday's usually around Easter. All right, what I'm going to do is put this in. Father's Day. All right, we're learning, or at least I'm learning here. All right, so I'm going to just do a little bit of rooting hormone, and then I'm just putting these in here. And we're going to find out what happens. Try to see if I can't get these just all these roots to take. If they make little babies, I'll cut them up and I'll take precious care of them. I think it's going to take twice as long to get some leaves on them, but I think we'll get some success here. So I am going to use the rooting hormone on the part that I'm popping into this. Almost done here. Basically making like a little graveyard of sticks. I'm playing. I don't know if any of you guys played when you were kids. You know, you'd cut up fake things, not real things. Cut up real things and then make fake things out of them. You know, mud pie and all that. You know, I get to do that as an adult over here, just playing in this stuff. So yeah, I got a little graveyard of sticks. I'm gonna try to fill the rest of this in, and then we'll have a Ooh, this one's going to be, we'll see what happens. So generally speaking on Hoyas, when you're doing propagations, I don't know, 75% success rate, generally, hopefully more than 50. So if you have a Hoya and you're like, hey, I'm gonna cut it up and I'm gonna try to propagate it, don't just cut one off of it. Maybe it'll work, but then maybe it won't, and then you're gonna be a little disappointed. So any of the woody stuff, the rate of success is a little less than the softer leafed monsteras and pothos, however you want to say it, all those kinds of plants. Oh, Renee's time for bed. Am I out of time? No, I still got time. I haven't chatted it up too much. I think I'm right on schedule here. I'm almost done. We're going to pot up these other ones. Got these other cuttings over here. And then maybe check on something, maybe not. And then let all the rest of you get back to what you're doing. Maybe Renee's going to continue to watch. She's just not going to chat anymore. All right, concentrating again. So usually when Crystal's here, like when I go to concentrate and I stop talking, then she can step in and say something funny. She left me. Not really. Imagine that was the only clip that somebody saved. This is how things get screwed up, right? Oh, she left me, and then that blows up on the internet. Crystal left David. I don't think she'd do that. Easter is April 20th. Okay, Mother's Day, second Sunday of May. Okay, so here's my bin here. I got to get these off of here. So, is my spray bottle here? Of water? No, so I can't show you. Gonna mist liberally, and then the lid goes on. Ooh, not that one. That one's broken. Get you a nice new lid, and then so if you're in a climate that's not too hot, this can be in a bright shade spot outside. If it's cold, it's got to be inside, and you would put it under a grow light, and it's going to fog up. The top should have some good condensation on it. If that's happening, that means the stuff inside is growing pretty happily. If you start getting a little too wet with the Hoyas, you can always pop the top and do a little vent action like that. Now we got the, you got a convertible, but then that way it's not too wet, depending on where you're at. All right, so there's those. I'll do that later. Okay, I want to pot up these guys. So when these do root, it's real fibrous, small roots. They don't need big pots. You saw the one was in this tiny pot forever. So I'm just going to do 4-inch, wide body 4-inch. That's what these are here. That's nothing fancy. I just made that up. Okay, for Hoya mix, they like close to like a succulent mix. So I have that. So I'm gonna do one part. This is my already. Actually, sorry guys. I mixed two together, and this one has a little bit more. I guess it'd be all right. I'm gonna leave it. All right. So to get these to root, this has peat moss. I'm gonna add extra perlite, and then potting soil. This is the potting soil that I make, but an organic potting mix, and then activated charcoal, and I'm gonna add extra perlite for the Hoyas, and some extra Cocoa chunks, sorry. All right, so I got that much. Is that going to be enough for all three? Yeah. I'm going to go extra perlite, chunky perlite. Because they like it, they like to have room between the roots. We're going to do extra chunk here. Extra chunky mix. Blend together. Yeah, that's good right there. Okay, do another one. This one, I got ahead of myself. Okay, this one is to root. Sorry if I confused anybody. This one is for this guy because it's already rooted. This one we need to allow a little more moisture near there, but not too much. So I added a little extra perlite to this peat moss soil mix. And needed a rooting hormone. And I'm going to do 1 per. Wonder if that's even. I might have to take this guy off. Because it might be a waste. Yep. Wait. Go here. Yeah. Okay. I'll put him in the other one. All right. So 1 in there. So the way I do it, easiest way, rooting hormone, shake off. So I usually hold, and then I got another. Sorry, Renee, the pink cup is not near me. And then dump in. Fill this all the way up to the top, because then you're going to center this and then pinch around the roots, or where the roots will be. 1. This one I'm going to take this guy off just so that it goes in good. Rooting hormone, shake off, hold in the center. This was a successful live to do by myself because I was almost all the way prepared with like, I need all these things. There was no list or none of that going on over here. I'm not practicing what I preach. Just running by the seat of my pants, trying to make this stuff work. All right. So there's 2. And then here's a third guy here. Shoot. Hold. Just going to use my hands. So you could do that too. You could have a fancy cup. You could have the one with the handle. Whatever. Use your prized kitchen utensils. Plants are more important. All the measuring cups have been lost from the inside of this house. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to put this one in the tray. Gained a friend. Here you go. Off you go. Check on you later. All right, so now we got 3. So if you've ever bought a 4-inch starter Hoya, probably look like this with a new little shoot coming out. So it shouldn't take too long for these to root. Hopefully, maybe a month or 2. For cold weather, you could put these in like a humidity dome if it's like inside and you got the heater running. You're gonna need a grow light, humidity dome, some way to keep the humidity near the plant while it's trying to root. If not, say you're in a more temperate place, bright shade, keep it moist, and they should be able to root. Okay, last part. Now this is going to be a mess. All right, so I had this. I soaked this guy for a good while. So I am going to just peel off some of the bad soil. I'm gonna take that thing out of there. I don't like those. Okay, get rid of that. Put this here. Water this stuff back here. Try to salvage the bowl. And now I can take a look at the soil. What time we got? All right. Closing in on time. All right. This thing got pancaked pretty good. I'm just going to try to pull off some of this other stuff that's on the top. Check out the bottom. Yeah. Just going to loosen it up a little bit. Now it's nice and wet. I don't want to, not trying to like tear too many of the roots. I'm going to keep them intact. I'm just trying to get them loosened up so then I can pull them through in this new guy. So I'm not going to do any more than that. And then, so I made way too much soil. I wonder if I have a bigger one. All right. Should I mess with this? Probably not. Crystal will be like, just get done with it already. Thought I had another hanging basket that was bigger. If it's not in eyesight, it's just not going to happen today. Well, I do have that one. And then that one can go somewhere else. Okay. Sorry for the suspense, guys. All right, so the mix with Hoyas, they like it. They don't need a lot of nutrients. They do like some nutrients, but they like it to be chunky, loose. So I'm going to put some of this in the bottom like that. And then we'll let that sit in there like that. Okay, and then I'm just going to pinch in some around the edges. I'm going to put it on top and then use my tool to fill in the gaps here. Pinch this down. So hopefully this will make this the mother plant happy again. Not be angry at me. I won't be in the doghouse anymore. Put her in a predicament, a spot she didn't want to be in. But we're going to rebuild here. All right, so I'm going to do that. Fill, pinch. Just because that old soil kind of like pancaked out and just lost all of its vigor. All right. Just like that. Then I got to put this thing's just as hard to pick up as it is anything else. Put this back, and so I can hang it back up. I'll put it in a better place where it's not getting totally not cared for. And then, yeah, I guess that's going to be it for now. I did check last time. I think we checked in on some ferns. So maybe next week I'll have more time. Try to keep these about an hour of time. And I am about out of time for tonight. If you got in late after I was talking, David with the Plant Bar, and we go live every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Pacific time, I think is what it is. And then we have other videos. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please do so. We got tons of tips. We do a lot of arrangement type things, plants, and then some funny stuff too. Just a little bit into our lives. Sometimes we're funny. I don't know. If you find me funny, thank you. I'm not trying to be, but might be worth laughing at. All right, I'm going to pull this through here. This just gives me an opportunity to be sure that I do my plant stuff, because otherwise you get this happening, just a year of neglect, stuff's going south. Okay, so I actually might hang this on the tree with the other one. That's what I'm going to do. So, because I have this other one that I got recently. It's new to my collection. If you didn't see it before, this is a Ted Green. It's got real large leaves, and these are just cuttings. So this is a real big plant. This one's going to be really nice. So I'm excited about that. And as we go along, if they flower or whatever, I'll be sure to bring them back out and share them with you. So yeah, I think that's going to be it. I'm going to clean this up, and for me, I think it's dinner time. I think it might be that David's got to go figure out dinner. Everybody's been sick over here except for me and Crystal, and we've both been trying to keep up with all the stuff. So we hope that everybody gets better. If you're sick out there, we hope you get better. And I appreciate you watching. I'm gonna clean this up, put this up with noises. You guys got sound effects. Hope everybody has a good night, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye. I gotta be cool and go around to turn it off. So see you later. Good night.